astronomy folks. I just wanted to give you an update on where we are here December 4th with your final and what we're doing the next few weeks. I know it can be a little confusing with distance learning hitting and with the final being so early. So I want to make sure everybody understands what the expectations are going forward. So first of all, I spent some time updating our calendar. Our calendar can be located here at readwrestling.com/classes and then Astro Calendar. You can find this same link if you go to the top of your team page, and if you look at some of these extra ones, there's the astronomy calendar. So you can follow it to go there. That'll let you know when our lectures are happening, as well as other things. So once again, here's our calendar. Obviously this week, the big focus is our final exam, which you should be taking. If you haven't gotten your final done yet, it is due by Sunday night at 6 p.m. It's available online. You just log in and take the thing. If you're unclear on what you're supposed to do there, feel free to join me for office hours to ask for some extra help. As far as office hours go, I do have office hours today, again at 3 o'clock p.m. The office hour code is the same every time, so if you want to get in, you're always welcome to do so. There's the join code right there. If you just go to the calendar, you can copy that link and find it. I generally send it out on reminds as well. Next week, I have office hours available on Tuesday and Thursday. And we also have lectures on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday via Zoom. On Monday, we'll be finishing up for 5th period. We'll be having our discussion of Newton's laws and scientific notation. If you don't want to wait till I talk about them, you can look at them online. I do have a scientific notation tutorial up. The Newton's laws one will be up shortly, so you can look at those if you want. But we are lecturing on those topics on Monday. Most of you have received that content already, either in class, in person for some of you, or for the 6th period folks, you got most of that online. So if you didn't, it's all available to you there. 7th period, similar stuff. We'll be talking about Newton's laws on Monday. So if you want to come join that, you may. We'll also talk about those briefly in an online tutorial if you need that as well. From there on to 6th period, our very last lecture topic will be on Wednesday, and we'll talk about Kepler and universal gravitation. There is a worksheet associated with this, and there is part of your final portfolio associated with this. So I highly recommend coming to that lecture on Wednesday, 6th period. For those of you in 5th period, we're doing that same topic on Friday. If your 6th period teacher doesn't do online Zoom calls or whatever, I would recommend coming to this earlier one on Wednesday. For those of you in 5th period, it might give you a little bit of a leg up so you don't have a busy weekend. You can get some of that material done. But that's the expectation there, that we get those things done. There is a really short video. It's not a full-on model or something, but something you're expected to do as part of your final portfolio. And we'll get all that done in class, but you have to come to class in order to do it. And for 7th period, folks, we'll be splitting this up. We'll have 2 relatively short labs. We'll have one where we talk about Kepler on Wednesday, and we'll talk about universal gravitation on Friday. So you can, again, you're welcome to come to those 6th period classes if you want, or 5th, but 7th period, that's when we'll have our normally scheduled discussions. And finally, we do have our final astronomy lab on next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Those have been an expectation the entire semester, and for those of you that have been coming, it's been great to have you. We'll be talking about the Grand Conjunction again, see if we're getting any closer to that, and a few other topics as we go forward. Every bit of work is due on December 13th. Your final portfolio, which is worth a giant amount of your grade, is due then, and any other work that you're still finishing up, any other guided notes, anything else, all due on December 13th. The one exception, of course, to that is your final exam, which is due this weekend, December 6th. But the rest of that stuff, get it done by the 13th. Focus this week on your final, and that way next week the big push is to get all the rest of that work in. I will have office hours available that final week to talk about any challenges with grades or problems you folks are having. But for the most part, everything should be in on the 13th, and we should have a pretty good idea what your grades are before we're done with school and leave for winter break. If you have questions, again, please come to office hours. Hit me up on Remind. Happy to help, but please make sure you get that final done. Don't want to have you lose a lot of points because you didn't get that final completed. Best of luck to you. Let me know if you need help. Office hours today at 3. Take care.